How are we checking? Okay, hold on. If I could check that and it works, then I'm all in. Let's see. Look.
Just give it a second to like render.
Huh?
Just give it a second because certain streams can be delayed.
Oh, is that what happens? Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can make this work because I'm getting tired and it's getting late. So let's get into this. I need to do my nails. It's gonna be quick and simple. I am trying to make this an easy process. I'm the type of person that does my nails natural with like overlays. So I'm not here to do like any type of nail enhancements or anything like that. Okay, so the audio is working. All right, thank you. All right, let me get started before this. How do I know if this phone gonna die now? What gonna happen? Oh gosh, okay. Let's just hope it doesn't because that's not the type of stress I need. Oh wait, hold on. All right, here's my setup. So I use a nail fan to keep the dust down. I got this, Tavian, thank you very much. I use a nail fan to keep the dust down. Essentially, it is like the easiest way to reduce nail dust in and around the house and around my workspace. I just wasted a good 15-20 minutes and I am honestly trying to learn how to do this live streaming thing. I've never done it before. So if you're rocking with me on this one, I appreciate your grace because Lord knows I need it now. All right, let's do this real quick. So to get started, basically, I am going to... Hi, David. How are you? Forgive me if it gets kind of loud because I'm going to turn my fan on, but I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Much respect and love to you. To get started, basically, how about we show you what I'm working with? Is my current nail situation. So basically, I've been working in my backyard and I've had a few things crack on me. So I have cracks over here. I'm good, David. Thank you so much. Anywho, sorry. Ooh, I got cracks right here. I broke this one. This one is split. I'm going to show you that in a second when I undo it. This hand fared pretty well. But again, it's just a matter of I'm going to have a lot of work to do over the next couple of days. And so it is absolutely necessary for me to make sure I reduce my nails just for the temporary little bit of time so that at least when I am working, I don't break nothing because Lord knows who wants to break any more of this. Look, see, it's nice. But cracked, broken. Oh, you want to see this one? Hold on, let me unveil this real quick. What you doing tonight, David? It's a nice Friday. Ain't nothing. What do you got going on for the Friday? There's my crack, y'all. Look, straight split. Oh my gosh. So that's another reason why these got to come down because honestly, I'm not fixing that back. I'm too lazy and I think I want to go with short nails for a little while. It will be easy for me to work with. But all right, if you have questions, I'm trying to watch at the same time while I'm working. I know there's a slight delay, so I am going to try to respond. I appreciate you, David. Grab a glass, sit back and chill. If you got any questions, throw them in the chat. Please be appropriate. I'm just trying to run a simple live stream and, do my YouTube thing. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Maybe this will help because here I am talking and I haven't even said hello to everybody who's here. So if you're here, hello. It's time. I put a mask on because it's going to get dusty. But I appreciate you. And again, thank you for being here. And yeah, supporting this cause. So let's get into it real quick. So we're just going to start by taking my nails down. And we will be doing that with an e-file. So an e-file is an electric file that allows you to work faster. There's really my total unit. It runs at up to 30,000 RPMs, which is like good to work with acrylic or dense nails or thick nails. And so when you are working with acrylic or gel and you want to take stuff down real quick, this is probably the fastest way to do it. Another thing is too, working with a nail fan. I don't know how loud that is in comparison to my voice. Let me see. Hopefully not too bad because I'm sitting right by the mic. Hopefully not. But using a file helps reduce the dust. So anyways, let's get into it. I am not extending my nails. The intention for me right now, honestly, is to just reduce them. So, oh, sorry. I lie. I always tell people this. Before you start any nail appointment, make sure your hands are washed, but also come in with some alcohol and spray down the hand so that you can kind of sterilize and or sanitize it. Once you do said thing, you're going to also come in with a cuticle pusher. You can use one that's wooden or metal. Wooden or metal. This is a wooden one. Same concept. If you do a lot of clients, you should use the metal one because you can sterilize it. But if you use the wooden one, you can also just give it to the client to take with them. So I'm going to just push back my cuticles real quick. Be gentle. Your skin here is very sensitive. You do not want to hurt yourself in this process. Most people will try to work in the same direction. So like from pinky to thumb, usually working one hand over to the other. But you do what is comfortable for you. Anytime you're in a circumstance where you're doing your nails, you always do what's you're most comfortable with. All right, so I'm going to get into it. And essentially, I'm going to turn this on and I am going to take my nails all the way down because I am interested in reducing the length. You'll notice I'm going straight at my nail and I'm just kind of going across. And the reason is because I don't want to skid or skip my e-file. Two, I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to get them too short. I am shortening my nails, but I don't want to get too down. I want to have something to work with. And three, taking your time is better than rushing. It reduces the chance of hurting yourself. So this process here, literally, I don't wear polish or I didn't have on any heavy polish. So I'm only using this file on the part of the nail that I had the enhancement, that I had the acrylic. I hope you can see that there. All right, so I'm only going through and working with this heavy file on the part that has the acrylic. And I told you I do overlays on my natural nails. So the nails I'm displaying here, these are mine. They are mine and grown out. The only thing is, again, they just need to be reduced. And honestly, if you're into growing nails, it does not take much. It does not need to be enhanced all the time. It just needs a couple of weeks and some tender loving care. And you could grow your own nails out real quick. I'm also using the e-file to kind of shape the nail. Like I said, I'm making them a lot shorter. That's called skipping that you saw right there. So I'm using this to make them shorter. And I could also use it to kind of give me the shape I want to go into when I am ready to shape my nail. This thing is moving at a very quick speed, so you let it work. You let it work, do the work. You do not need to press hard. You can see I'm just barely tapping the surface. When you use an e-file like this, you don't need to be pressing hard. Anybody digging hard into your nail, they ain't using it right. It's a very gentle touch. It's soft on the surface like this. I should be able to glide and let the machine do the work. If you if you go too hard or press too hard, you risk burning yourself, and you don't want to burn, okay? That sucks. That shit hurts. Feels like fire. Or sometimes you'll see people, I'll show you what a ring of fire is later, but if you're in here. But yeah, so just taking it down. What's everybody doing on a Friday night? I appreciate you if you're tuning in. Thank you for coming through. I'm going to try to not make it a super long session because, again, all I'm doing tonight is taking my nails down because I want to shorten them because I got to get my yard work done. Y'all, I decided to take the garden out of my backyard. That was basically like an inlay garden against my house. And I decided to move it, shift it in the yard to like halfway down the yard. I'm very fortunate. I got sun like all day. Full day sun is what I'm told it's called. But anyway, that full day sun, sorry, having the garden against the house is not working for me no more because honestly, I don't want nothing growing against the house. I want to have a proper light covering, like a pergola or a gazebo, and I can't have that if I have a garden against the house. So I've been putting in work, and as a result, I'm breaking nails. All right, so again, this process, I'm just taking this down and making them shorter so that I could work with them. I'm curious to know what people got popping on a Friday. If you're tuned in, thank you. I appreciate you. If you cannot hear me, let me know. If I'm too loud, let me know. If you just came for the satisfaction of hearing some ASMR, let me know. If you on a bad date and need somebody to call you to get you free from that bad date, let me know. Sometimes it be happening. I don't know what's happening with the state of dating out there, y'all, but it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. So again, I'm taking us down. And I'm taking my time, and this thing is going mad fast. If growing your nails is what you're interested in for the long term, or like you want to keep your natural nails long without having to use tips and all of that stuff, I mean, you can just do overlays on your natural nails, and that will help you to shape and keep your nails as you want them. Like, you don't always got to do tips, and I think that's kind of the difference between what you'll find I do more than anything. I don't really mess with extensions and tips. I'm not against them. It's just not my preference. I'm more of a use what you have type of person. And I try to encourage people to work with what they got, because working with the nails that you have is the one you're going to end up with the longest. So, all right. I appreciate you if you've tuned in. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my first ever live. I'm nervous as hell. I ain't never done this before, but I'm trying because I feel like I need to. Now here's some fun. Hi, El July J. What's going on? I think that's how I say it. El Jalea. Hi to you. All right. So now this is gonna be fun because guess what? This is my dominant hand, this is my non-dominant hand. And when I'm working with my dominant hand, it's okay. As you know, if you work with the hand that's your normal, it's never a problem. But I now gotta do my dominant hand with my non-dominant, and this is gonna be funny because you'll see me twitching and turning in all different directions, and I don't always work at the same high speed, but I wanna achieve the same goal. And again, as I told you, I broke this one right here. And so I got to make sure I don't hurt myself trying to bring this one down. So don't laugh at me or laugh at me. It's your choice. Just know you're laughing at my potential pain. As you can see, this one is not going down as fast because I didn't turn up the speed. But I'm going to switch that right now. All right, so I brought the speed, and because I'm frightened and I don't want to go any closer, I'm going to stop right there because that's what Jesus would do. All right. And yeah, then I'm going to just, this is not salvageable in any kind of way. The way that split happened is just, it's gone. It's split from end to end, and it's split all the way through. The good thing is I do have a lot of acrylic on this nail, so hopefully it did not split to my natural nail, but I'm not gonna know until we get in there. And again, as you can see, as shameful as this is how I have to work when I'm working with my non-dominant hand. Sometimes it bees like that, yo. Ooh, look. You see that split? It went all the way through. Oh, how can I show you that? That one is a real one. So I'm going to take my time with this finger. And also, when you have a split or something like that happen, trust when I say... Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm here. I can't stop crying. Yeah, stay positive. Burn Vindle. I don't know what that means, but what's up, Monia? Okay, y'all, I see some of you in the chat, but I hope y'all are okay. If you need me, holla. But I'm gonna get back to this. So anyways, ooh, David sounded like a counselor on that chat. What's up, David? You here to support the cause? Because that sounds nice. All right, this one again is split, so I'm gonna just leave it as it is. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. I'll come back to that in a bit. Also, I'm curious, if you don't mind telling me, where in the world are you right now? If you're on this chat, this live, where in the world am I seeing you from? And if you catch it on the after watch, where in the world are you watching from? I'm always curious to know where from around the world people are from. You're in the UK? What's going on? You're 6 hours in. It's late nights for you. What are you doing up so late? I hope you had a fantastic Friday and you're going to have a wicked Saturday. Because, yes, late. Oh, Canada, what's going on? That's where I'm from. I'm in Ontario. I'm in the GTA. Over there in the UK, I want to get over there, to be honest. I follow this girl who's from the UK. Her name is Claude Gasmick. She is a fantastic individual. And if I could ever get out there just to visit her, I would. But also, I want to know what's up with Kate. I mean, if you're into that type of thing, tell me what's good. Where Kate at, David? Why they hiding Kate? Why she got to be surrounded by her blood family? What's going on? We're scared for her. Just saying. All right, GTA, I see you. Come through. Do you do your own nails, or are you a person that goes to get your nails done? And if you do go and get them done, are you aware of what practices are safe so you don't get no infections, or so the spot that you go to doesn't jack you up? Because those things are important to know. Safety first. So yeah, you can see I'm taking a little bit longer with this hand just because it's the non-dominant and I don't want to hurt myself. And also, in order to use the E-file on your non-dominant, depending on the direction that you work, you would sometimes have to run it in the opposite direction. So that requires your mind to work backwards, which means too much thinking. And I'm trying to do all of that Antoff. Yeah, David's like 6 hours ahead. But yeah, David, we want the scoop. What's going on with Kate over there? We want to know. We want to know. Well, I want to know. I'm nosy. Just know when you are working with an e-file, again, take your time. Don't press hard. It's not supposed to hurt. There shouldn't be no pressure on your hand. And if there is, when someone is doing it, or if you have that feeling that it's burning, then yeah, that's not okay. And make sure you speak up and say something if someone's doing your nails for you. Because that's not normal and it's not okay. Who? Kate. Prince William's wife. The princess? We be hearing all kind of rumors. Do you follow any of that stuff living over there? Yeah, we're just across the pond, but we kind of are under the same monarchy thing in Canada, so we pay attention to what's happening. We got to. And we heard about her disappearing after Christmas. And there's fakes and clones, and the conspiracies are serious, man. Honestly, it's crazy. Even that, what's her name? Rose, whose son held the cape of the king and queen walking up the stairs or whatever. They're trying to say that child is, or they're infiltrating and, taking over the family, and they want to put her in place of Kate and all kind of, listen, the drama, it's too much. Be too much. So I'm just, again, almost done taking off most of the old... Oh, that's something else. You know what? When you do overlays on your nails, whether it's acrylic or gel, when it's time to do a refill or a refresh on your nail, you don't have to remove the entire product. Like, you can remove most of it, meaning get down to as much of your natural nail as possible. But if you even leave a little bit behind, that's okay. It's like almost a protectant, or like you can even use it like as a thin barrier to your natural nail. So just know that you don't always have to go like 100% bare. It's always good to keep at least something on your nail to protect that natural nail bed. And if you have a little bit of acrylic or gel left over after a session, don't stress yourself, you're good. Just so you know. Do you have any plans for tomorrow, anybody? What's everyone doing with their Saturday? Do you guys have a lot of festivals going on where you live at? Again, this is me working on my non-dominant hand with my, sorry, my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand. So forgive me if my pace is a little slow, but that's the reality when you do your own nails. You're not always going to be as fast when you work on someone else's nails. And also, it's important to take your time because you can injure yourself, and that's probably the last thing that you would want to do. And the only time you have to worry about is the time you have to give. So you're not in a rush. Even if I did this and I chose not to finish it tonight, that's a thing. I don't have to go 100. No, you're having a lazy Saturday. Housework, music, food, and chill. Does that define a lazy, or is that still too much? And you're gonna go hang out with your friends. Okay. Are you guys gonna head down to any of the festivals downtown? There's a few going on downtown Toronto, I think. But also know that there's a lot of road closures and also a lot of subway closures if you are venturing into the downtown area. Oh, also the DVP is closed. There's a ride for Hard or something like that on the DVP, so you can't take that or the Gardner. Just so you know. All right, so turn that off. All right, so I have just gone through essentially and removed the acrylic from most of my nails, as you can see here, okay? So the next thing I want to do, I want to work on my cuticles. I want to clean up my cuticles. When I started, I had pushed them back, but cleaning them up. No, I didn't know Kate has a YouTube. Send me the link, please. So cleaning up my cuticles before I go in here with any new product is important, because dead skin will be back there, and when you push your cuticle back and the dead skin is there, what you're gonna do by cleaning up the cuticles is reducing the possibility of that dead skin ending up anywhere around your product, okay? So I'm gonna turn on my e-file and I'm gonna come in and do my cuticles like this. And all I'm doing is just going right around. That cuticle is not the skin part, it's the nail part, just by, so you know that too, eh? And as you can see, I'm not pushing hard with this machine, or I'm not pushing hard with this e-file. I'm legit just letting it do its work by gently gliding it across the area that I want to clean up. If you're still there, David, for real, send me that link for her YouTube. I didn't know she had one. All right, so this is just a cuticle cleanup. All right, thank you. What about you, David? Do you do nails or anything like that? Do you, are you in the nail industry at all? Or are you just chilling for the night with a live that's random? And, no? Okay. And, lazy Saturday. So what did you say you're gonna do? Shate here. Hello. Please be respectful. Honestly, like, don't come in here on some BS. We're having a chill night tonight, and everybody's tired, and it's late. But I'm just cleaning the cuticle area. I'm going through with the e-file. And this is, again, a good way to clean up the dead skin that has built up over the last few weeks. And this is important when you're putting new product on to ensure that it does not thank you, I appreciate that. Like, honestly, I know some people are out here competing for the whole nine, the nines, the likes, and all of that. I'm just here chilling. So when you see your people that you know that say they go into the nail salon to do their nails, essentially this is what they're getting done more times. And you know, it's not that you can't do it yourself. Some people don't have the time. Some people don't have the money. I'm a professional nail tech, so I went to school for this at some point in life. But I also was naturally drawn to it, so it's just fun to do. And also it saves me mad money because the products that you use to do this stuff, honestly, it's not as expensive as it is when you go pay for a set. So like, I'm not knocking what people choose to do, but some of those costs that they be charging people to do their nails is outrageous. And I'm saying if you could save a couple dollars, spend a couple time and do it yourself, then why not? So this is just cleaning the cuticle. So remember what I said to you? The cuticle is this bed area here, not the skin part there. The skin part here is not your cuticle. So when they come in and you see them come in with those nippers and they cut that skin part, that's a no. Don't let them do that because that skin is alive. And it can really cause an infection and you can seriously get hurt. So please be aware of those things. If your mama do their nails, if your auntie, if your boyfriend, if your girlfriend, I don't know. Listen, whoever does their nails, make them know certain things. Because if you ever look up somebody that suffered like a nail infection or had a nail fungus or even like pulled a, what do they call it, hangnail? The hangnail is when that little piece of skin hangs from the side here and they rip it out. If you know anybody that has had any of those, it is highly probable that they probably got some kind of reaction after doing that mess. And so you got to know certain things. This is called an arbor band. It's like it's like a file, but in electrical circular version. So this is the hand file. This is the e-file. Okay. When you put a new arbor band to use, make sure the person that's using it, they dull it down a little bit first. And the reason is because this thing is just as sharp as this thing when it's fresh. So you want to make sure that nobody, you want to make sure you don't get cut or hurt. And also when you're using this, you're not supposed to use it on a very high speed because this is touching your natural nail and your skin. So as you can see here, I'm just coming through and coming around. And as I'm doing this, I'm also cleaning that surface area and just removing any of the little bit of imperfections. So you can see I'm not pressing hard. So you know how you see some people and they come through and they get pressed really hard. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just simply running through like this, gentle. You see I'm barely grazing the top. This is my natural nail. This is not no fake nails I'm working on top of. And I'm just gonna come through and give it a clean up like this. And boom, just like that, this nail is good. And that's all it takes. Having an e-file like this makes it a little bit easier or a little go faster. But let me see. Let me tell you, if you weren't using an e-file and you just had to use this file, all you would be doing is coming through from the bottom to make sure it's shaped. And then you would come over the top like this to do basically the same thing. The only difference is how much time it will take for you to run your hand back and forth versus this thing that rotates very fast speeds, so it reduces the amount of time it takes. That's why you see nail techs that like to use these e-files, but they are dangerous because if you use them incorrectly, excuse me, or if you use them too fast of a speed, then you can cause injury or damage to a person. So you see how I'm going quick and it's like I'm tickling my nail top like this, just tickle, tickle, tickle. That's really all it needs. It doesn't mean I don't need to go in and dig down and press hard. If they're digging down and pressing hard when you're getting your nails done, excuse me, that's not right. Excuse me, that should not be happening. That ain't right. It's gentle, 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 gentle. This also too, if you run it too fast and you press too hard, it will give a burning sensation. And nobody wants to be dealing with that because that burning sensation goes through your bones. If you feel like the person who's using this on you, it's getting hot, as soon as you feel it start to heat, you need to say something because the person who's using it can't feel what you're feeling, so they don't know. And no, it is not normal if it's burning or if it's hot. So if that is something that you've experienced, or you know that someone's complained about experiencing, let them know they're not supposed to feel that. I'm just again running through the top here. You can see I'm trying to get to the camera. I hope it looks good. You see all that dust that's flying all over the place? I don't know if you can see that, but that's what the fan is for. All right, so you would go through your fingers. Oh, you could use this on your skin, but not like press it hard. Sometimes, if it's dry outside or if the weather is cold and you get those rough nail sides or cuticle ends or whatever, you can gently run this. Look, that's the point. It's supposed to be able to run across your skin and not hurt you, right? If it's running across your skin and it's burning, then you're working too hard. All right. The weather is about to get better. How is it weather-wise for you over there in the UK, if you're still on here, David? I hope that, I don't really know. I heard over there the weather is generally dreary, like rain and clouds and stuff. Not always sunshine and, rainbows. When you use the e-file too, you want to try to go from one direction to the other, but again, it's not perfect, so work with what works more comfortable for you. You can buy e-files on, places like Amazon or whatever. Some nail shops, maybe locally, might sell them. They're more widely available now than they were before. The weather is weird. It's all over the place. It went from winter to summer and then back to spring and then back to winter. Like right now, or a couple nights ago, it was so cold. And now it's like sunshine and again, hotness. Well, not right now, but the last couple of days, it's been really warm. It's weird. And then we're going to have a cold front coming in again. I don't know, man. This weather be wildin'. Do you think it's possible that the weather is controlled? I heard somebody say that the weather is controlled by lasers into the sky. Some conspiracy, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I went over that area with the e-file, so I'm going to do the other side. 100% for real? I'm saying, like, If that stuff is true and they can control the weather, that's dangerous, man. Look at how tornadoes and hurricanes and even like the flash floods and people are getting more water than Arctic is melting, and oh gosh, I'm scared. What is gonna happen in the future, y'all? We don't even know. All right, this is the damaged nail, so I'm only gonna mess with it a little bit. And I actually am going to seal that part that is open, but I'm gonna go over this very gently. But it's again a gentle over the top of your nail. It's not like you need to press hard. It's a gentle tap. Let the actual item, the machine, do its work. You don't push the machine to do the work. Let the machine do its work. Right here, you can see that lighter area. It's because the material was lifting. So the acrylic that I use is probably forever old and it was just lifting off my nail. So before I put anything over that, I gotta make sure I remove it. You don't ever want to put new product over old product that's not properly adjusted, let's say, or not properly removed or fixed to take new product, because if I just try to fill the hole, I can cause an infection and bacteria can breed and all kind of thing. You don't want that. You don't want none of that. Oops. All right, so something you'll always hear people say is never point like this. You should always be using this parallel to your nail. So when you're using it, you're coming parallel. You're not supposed to see somebody digging in the back like this. If you do, the person's using it wrong, because again, it should be gentle pressure or gentle strokes, not even pressure. So if you see somebody that says, oh, my nails are sore when they use the e-file because back here is burning, okay, that's essentially them using it at a very high speed and then they're pressing it too hard. You don't need to press hard in this with this e-file. It's gentle. Again, I'm working with my non-dominant hand, my left hand. I'm a righty. This got to work with my left. So hopefully you could see it. Ooh, smoothie. What flavor you got? And what you making it with? I want some at this hour too. Girl, you are serious. But I'm on that smoothie flex. I hear you. Enjoy. Always make sure, again, any new old product that is lifting is removed. You can see I'm not pressing hard. I'm gentle when I'm running this e-file. David, do you like or prefer long or short nails on a woman? Does it matter to you? Or a man, does it matter to you? Sorry, I don't know what your preference is, so I got to ask both ways because I got to be politically correct in this comment because we all know. I don't want to offend nobody, but generally, do you like long or short nails on the people? If you're still there. Beach. No. Are those the... No. Let me go look that up next. The penguins on the UK beach. Where'd they come from? The Arctic or Antarctic? Because I heard about the ones from the south. I wonder if those... No. Can't be the same ones. I'm going to check that story out, though. But for real, what's anybody's preference? Long nails or short nails? I'm curious. All right. I'm into American football. Anybody else into football? Oh, also, David, are you a football fan? European football, not American. I want to ask you about that Arsenal game last week and why people be wilding. For me, nails don't matter. Is this my same David from the pear ring comment? I'm curious. I feel like it is. My UK David with the pear ring comment. That's how we met, I feel like. What's good? See, I remember, even though that was some time ago. I knew it was you. I really do hope you're good in that UK area, man. We gotta hang sometime or something. If I ever make it out there, as long as you're not a serial killer, I'm coming. Ah, snap. All right, Mr. Walsh, I see you. Stay on that side, please. What's up? You're gonna have to ask your brother to help you because I'm in the middle of working right now. Go and ask your brother. He will give it to you right now. Shiloh. Sure. Anybody got kids? Here. Okay, what's up? Okay, so I was not, what was I asking? I was asking about, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Nails don't matter to you, okay. I was asking if there's a preference for long or short nails, and then I was also asking about, oh, well, I got sidetracked. Because I see my friend is hanging. That makes me feel good, though. How is that journey going for you, my friend? Anyway, how do you feel? Are you still wearing yours? And I'm gonna have, you know what? I want to have a pair chat night. Like, I want to do a live night where I just kind of link with people that have them and see how their experience has been going. Because I am mad curious. And what kind of smoothie did you make? Because we want some. We're jealous over here. I'm almost done, though. Again, this is just a quick session because I needed to reduce the length of my nails. Ooh. I got lazy and just ate a banana. That is funny. That is mad funny. I was all up in your smoothie. I was like, let me get that flavor. What are you using? Anybody into juicing? All right, this hand is done. Juicing is another craze that people are into. I find I actually bought a Nama J2 recently. Juicing. Sorry, juicing. Let me turn this down. All right, I think I can work with the sound now. The sound reduced. Okay. So, after hello, hold on. Excuse me 1 second. I need you to go upstairs for me because I told you I'm working live and I don't want any noise. So head upstairs. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Here, this is gonna be my this is gonna be what I'm gonna call. This is my juice today. You never heard of a Nama J2 juicer? It's only like the most popular juicer in the world, man. Well, maybe not if you haven't heard of it, but it's for juicing. If you like to drink natural juices and stuff. Okay, so now that I have gone through with the file, I'm going to come through and just quickly shape my nails. Again, I don't want to do nothing fancy. I'm literally just doing this for maintenance sake because I needed to reduce the size. I needed to reduce the length. And I wanted to do so that I can get to work. So I'm just quickly going over the top like this. When I am done even though I've reduced the size, what's pretty cool is the fact that nails grow back so fast, it's not even funny. Like when I say they grow back mad fast, they grow back mad fast. Give it like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks if you do them right, and they'll probably be back to half of the length that they just were. So that's something that I know when people are like, oh, I don't want my nails to be short, I worry about it, whatever. It's only short for a short amount of time. It's not short forever. Nails grow. And so that's why I always promote just working with the nails that you have, because those are the ones that are guaranteed to grow back if they break, versus nail tips, if they break, you got to go get a whole new one. So try to work with your natural nails. It's better, I think, and just put the product on top. Shaping is something that's, based on your preference. Here's a tidbit that most people don't know. Your nail, the best shape for your nail is what the shape of your cuticle is. So if you have a cuticle that is square, some people have a square cuticle area here, then the tip of their nail or this edge of the nail should be square like that to match. If they have a rounder cuticle area, then they should the best, most flattering nail shape for them will be one that matches that. So keep that in mind when you're doing your nails for proportion, or when you see someone who's getting their nails done for proportion. It's the most flattering. And as you can see, as much as I went from very long just now to this kind of short, using that kind of same shape is helping to keep the nails still looking, proper. It doesn't like, oh my God, they're so short and no, they're short, yeah, but they work. I hope the visual, let me be honest. I got an old phone. My phone is an iPhone XR, 10R, whatever the hell it's called. I got it back in 2019. And honestly, I haven't really had a reason to upgrade or change it, so it's worked just fine. So I haven't. But it's the one that I film with, I think, the most. I have like a side camera, but I don't really use it because I find it doesn't capture what I want. And I always have my phone with me versus having to set up a camera that runs on a battery that dies regular. So anyways, all of that is to say, I think I need a new phone, because if I'm going to do this live thing, I want to make sure I can give you guys the best picture possible. And also, I want to make sure you can hear me properly and see me. So all I'm doing here is just giving them a quick go over. I don't think everybody has to do fancy nails. Never, ever. I just feel like nails are important to keep clean because, one, people see them all the time when they see you. Two, you got to look at them all the time. And wouldn't you want to look at something that's nice? And three, it's a small something you can give to yourself that you don't have to necessarily go all out for, right? You can do this yourself. It doesn't have to be so invasive. And it's functional. All right, so essentially this hand is done in terms of the takedown. Now, my non-dominant hand is going to be a joke, so don't laugh at me in every which way that I turn, because it's kind of funny. All right, so, also because I injured this one, I definitely got to take my time. So, when you have a nail that splits, it's like necessary to make sure you get as far down into that split as possible. But you can also overdo it. So you have to kind of gauge the nail. Judging by where that split is, I can't break my nail off. It's way below the skin line. See, my skin line is here, the break is here. So I can fill it in with a powder if I wanted to make sure it doesn't get infiltrated. I could put a glue over it as a temporary fix. But what's most important is making sure it's kept clean before I do anything to it. So I'll get to that in a sec, but in the meantime, let's just shape it up and get it ready to rock. If I do put an acrylic or something over it, I would much prefer to make sure that I covered it first with either a glue or a powder. And that's just to make sure nothing kind of gets into the hole. So I am just gonna quickly finish this filing. Penguins, I'm really curious to watch that now. I want to see what that's about. Ooh, what about all the Diddy drama? Do you guys follow that type of stuff? Anybody paying attention? You think he's gonna get indicted? Oh, and Trump was found guilty. That is I don't want to talk politics, but I wonder how that's going down for people too. I know a lot of people are upset. I don't think some people understand why he was found guilty, but whatever. Let's just pray for peace in the world, because Lord knows the world needs it. This little finger that was already shorter than everyone else, I'm not even going to bother adding any extension. I'm going to leave it just short. There's no shame to the game. Again, work with what you have. I could build it out and make it longer if I wanted to, but in all honesty, at this stage, it's just pointless. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And it'll let it grow out when it's time. And probably the design that I decide to do, which will be very basic, will help to balance out that look because it's not as long as the others. Sometimes you can use polishes to, play mind games on the nails or the eyes to help it look a certain kind of way. So I hope you guys, I am visible. But yeah, this whole Diddy thing, Trump, it's all so much noise all at once. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do you pay attention to? It's like people say the noise gets louder in the news when people are trying to hide stuff and cover up stuff, right? So people started questioning and then the whole Britney Spears thing too, like she's gone mad again, the poor girl. Anyways, it's like they use one story to cover up another story to cover up another story to cover up another story, and all the stories are madness. And it's like, yo, what's really going on in this world right now, guys? I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm grown. So the world is mad. It's scary. Just the simplest things, and I don't know why people are so. I don't know if the world was always this way, or if it's getting worse, or if it's even getting better. Who knows? It's just scary. All right. So when you're shaping, sometimes you gotta watch that you're coming in on both sides evenly, because you can easily misshape in your nails by going too much on one side, too much on another side. It's also good to kind of go in the same direction when you're filing. Don't just and dig right into your nail. Like, legit, please. Take a moment and go in one direction, then go in the other direction. All right, so that way you can reduce the splitting at the end of your nail, especially if it's your natural nails. If it has acrylic or gel on it, it's okay to do that. But when it's your natural nail, try your best to not file it like a crazy person. Yes, I said that out loud. Puff going to jail. That video was sad. He beat that girl and he lied. But then he also came back and took his apology back. Didn't you hear him talking about, oh, that's not the whole story. Y'all gonna hear it come out soon, which is kind of sad, but that's what he said. All right, so I took them from long. They're now short. They're functional. I can use a shovel. I can garden. I can do all the things. I can lift the patio stones. I can do the things. Okay, so now that I have removed all of the old stuff, what I'm doing here is just coming in with a product that's like almost like an alcohol, and it just kind of like a quick wash, make sure the dust is gone, and it allows me to get myself ready for the next application, which is going to be the acrylic itself. And I'm just going to do a light amount of acrylic. So again, here is what my nails look like just after, oops, let me see, get that light. Just after I have removed the old product, I've cleaned them up, I've shortened them down, and now I'm just gonna add some acrylic back for strength. If anybody got any questions, let me know. I hope I'm not talking too much. I can be a little wordy sometimes. If anybody does have any questions and wants to learn or know anything, let me know. I believe sharing is caring. We are all entitled to information and to be aware of what we're using in terms of products. What you hear me doing is just getting out an acrylic that I'm going to use. This is what it looks like. All I'm doing here is, because it sits in the drawer, I'm just mixing it up to make sure it's ready to go. And I essentially just have it to my side right there. And yes, I wear an apron when I work because it makes sure I don't get dust everywhere. Before you put acrylic on, sometimes people will use like a primer. I use this product called Protein Bond from a company that I probably shouldn't promote because they don't pay me, but you'll see their products all over my videos. So anyways, Protein Bond is like a, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't dry out your hands. It actually gives like kind of support to the nail. And you use it like as a small little in between like a barrier in between using the acrylic. Yeah, this is done. Like done. Sorry, a barrier between using the acrylic and a barrier between the acrylic and your natural nail. And it doesn't like dry your nails out. It gives your nails like some love and some life, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So I apply this to my nail before I put any acrylic on. David, we gotta do a pair talk because I'm curious to know how that's been going for you, for real. I'm just curious because I know it was bigger over in the UK and that side of the world than it really was in Canada and the US because it was more launched over there. So I'm very interested in knowing what your experience has been like. But we could talk about that. Maybe we could do a live on that too. We'll do it earlier, though, because it's late. I don't want to have you up at these hours. All right, so Protein Bond's been added. Oh, my bad. I was saying I'm curious to know how Pear's been going for you and what your experience has been like because it's bigger over in the UK and that side of the world than it is on this side of the world. So I'm just curious to know what your experience has been like And then I was like, if anything, we can go live together and talk about it because I'm very interested to know what people's experience are like with these things. Normally, you could use like a towelette or something to wipe your acrylic on. I'm just using paper towel because I'm lazy and I'm at home. I need to use a brush to work with the acrylic. I also have to use what is called nail liquid to work with the acrylics. So the nail liquid is like what activates the powder and allows the powder to become workable so that it turns into the acrylic. It will dry itself, or what's the word? It will cure itself, which is like another way of saying dry itself once it's. Sorry, I don't mean to lose my train of thought here. Once it's applied to the surface, it's going to dry itself out. Hold on one second. I just need to grab a little bit more because what I have here is down. I'm going to need a little bit more. Actually, let's see if I can work with what I got. All right, so you don't need a lot of liquid or powder, especially when you're doing an overlay, depending on the length. Usually what I like to do is honestly just come in with a little bit of the liquid and the powder and just brush it on. I don't want thick, goopy, and I don't want thick nails. I just want a very thin, supportive surface over my natural nail. And I achieve that simply by brushing on the acrylic onto my nail. Some people do something called a bead. I just brush it on. I don't have time for beads. But essentially, everybody achieves the same result as long as you apply it and give it time to dry and set. It's good to go. So again, all I'm doing here is applying acrylic to my natural nail to make it a little bit thicker and to give it some support so that when it grows out and it's long, it can manage. Prices. Know your experience with pear. I hope that is clear. Sorry. Your pear experience. Here you see it come in with the acrylic. It is important to wipe your brush off once you've swiped in the acrylic and the liquid because you cannot put a dirty brush back into the liquid or it will make the powder dry into the brush. Sorry, I should go now, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good night. It is late and enjoy your time with your friends tomorrow, okay? Be safe out there and have a good time. Take care of yourself. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Have a good night. All right, I'm almost done. I'm going to come through. So I'm just, again, applying a very thin layer of acrylic to my natural nail so that I can give it strength. So as it grows out, it can be supported. And so I like to wear my nails long or short. It doesn't really matter because I can basically flip them over either way. But sometimes you do need to keep them short just as a good way to work. Some people will do what you call a bead. You see glitter at the tip of my nail because I had glitter on underneath. I used a glitter acrylic before. And And again, as I said earlier, sometimes you don't have to take it all the way off when you're giving yourself a refresh. You can cover it over, but you don't have to get rid of it per se. So, all right, so this is me running through this first hand, which is basically done. I could put a little bit more on this middle finger. There's no right or wrong way to, well, there is kind of. If you're too thick with your application of your product, you'll know. Because if you have to file it down way too much, you'll know. But ultimately, you should be able to apply a sufficient amount of product where you're not having it overflow all over the place or you're not flooding your nail too much. And you want to try to give it an even application. And sometimes when you're working with nail liquid, something that you need to know is that the colder it is, the longer it will take to dry. So try to work with warm liquids. All right, so I'm going to move this over. That person lives like in my city. I hope she has a good day tomorrow. What do you like to do on Saturday morning when you get up for the day? Do you have any routines? Is it just go with the flow? What people usually got going on? Spend time with fams, go see, I don't know, take a swim, some laps, I don't know, any what people got going on for their routines. Okay, so this again is me working with my non-dominant hand, which essentially means I'm probably going to mess this up because I always do. But I'm going to try not to. I'm going to have a positive outlook today. Just go with the flow. Do you have any animals or pets, dogs, cats? Take them for walks. We have a festival close to my house called the Bread and Honey Festival that I'm going to go check out probably tomorrow. It's an annual fair type thing that they have. Seems pretty cool. This is the broken nail, so I'm just got a cat. What's your cat's name? What type of cat is it? Calico? What's the other ones? Tabby, Calico, Tabby. What type of cat breed? Persian? Lion? Just never know these days. And how old is your cat? I'd like to know. Because this is my non-dominant hand, sometimes I try to be gentle, but I come in heavy. So I just take, this is why I work in small increments. I don't want to mess this up. So you can see here, there's a little bit of flooding, so I could just come through and wipe it out. Wipe it out. And let it set. Tabby. Spirits. Ooh. I used to have a tabby when I was younger. His name was Nips. Until I learned that was derogatory. So then we had to change his name to Nippy. I had no idea. And then somebody was like, I don't think you can name your cat that. That's racist. And I was like, it is? They're like, yeah, you can't do that still. So I had to change its name. But when I looked at him, that's what he looked like. But again, gotta be correct for the people, so I had to change his name quick, fast, or else I would have gotten in trouble. If you're hearing a low hum, that's just my file. Ooh, it's almost time for me to go play my game. Oh my gosh, okay, listen, does anybody play games on their phone? I've been playing Candy Crush on my phone for like 490 something days straight. And I gotta play before midnight or I have to reset my streak. And I know it's shameful and not something I should be proud of, but seriously, I've been playing the same game for 400 and something days straight. That just shows you how my life goes. Only people that watch my lives will learn these things about me because it's my business. Almost done. Almost done. All right. Let me get this on. How old is your cat? How old is Spirit? And does Spirit ever sleep on your face or try to? I've had cats smothered my ex. I've had a cat try to smother an ex before. I don't know if it was the cat trying to tell me something or if the cat just didn't like the person, but I've seen a cat literally sit on a man's face and be like, get out. Oh, boy. All right, so I'm making sure these flooded areas are properly cleaned up. That will help me reduce any unnecessary filing. He sleeps on your phone. He's a year. Oh, he's a baby. Are you going to get him spayed or neutered or whatever it's called for the cats that are boys? And why do you have a cat? Are you just generally a cat person? I'd get one now, but I don't know if I have the patience to deal with a cat. They're so... Well, let me not say that. Cats are cool. But they are their own breed of people. Like, I couldn't take a cat for a walk. Well, I've seen people do it, though, but I couldn't take a cat for a walk. My cat would be like, oh, freedom! Do you let your cat outside? Let me ask you that. Anybody be letting their cat outside? Because that's a question. That's something I want to know. How are you okay if you let your cat outside and just let them roam the streets and then come back home? How does that work? Somebody got to explain that to me. Because I'm like, aren't you worried someone's going to either not steal your cat, but like something could happen? You do let your cat out? Oh, man. So it comes back home all the time? You ever see a cat get into a scrap? Or like, oh no, but yours is a baby. But is it supervised time outside, or is it just you go outside and you come back when you're ready? See, that's what I don't understand. How does that work with cat people? Or cat parents? I know, okay. Well, I mean, as long as you trust it. All right, so after all of that wonderful talking, look, I literally just overlaid my nails and all I was doing was applying the acrylic over the top and then laying it out at the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit more on this one because I see that I might have smudged it because I got a little bit too happy. So I'm going to just add a little bit right here. And you can see gentle strokes, nothing too crazy. And and on the side. All right. So I was able to, it goes on. Okay. You're very brave to let your dog out, your cat out like that. But, all right. So nails are done. I've recovered them for the overlay with the acrylic. So all that's going to happen here is I am going to hopefully let them dry real quick by rubbing my hands together to warm up my hands. Acrylic takes mad long to dry when you use cold liquid. So if you're ever doing acrylic on your nails, make sure you either heat up your liquid first or you be prepared to wait a very long time before you can get into cleaning it up. Always dispose of this thing. So the great debate between gel and acrylic. A lot of people like gel because gel doesn't stink like acrylic does. The liquid that's used to cure acrylic does stink. It smells high. So it can be overwhelming for some, or if you work in a small space, it might be too much. But overall, it doesn't generally take too long, especially if you're not using a whole bunch of it. That's also too why you basically don't use so much liquid. You don't need a lot because you didn't use a lot. So see, look, I messed this up. All because I was rushing. But anyways, I'm damaged the corner. I could file that out. I can file most of any errors out. I'm not really worried about them. And with the shine that's happening right now, that means they're not dry yet. So I gotta kind of wait for them to dry. I gotta give them a minute. But I don't know how you could let your animal go out. Do you have it tracked? Does the collar have a tracker or something? Because I'm saying, like, how do you trust that it's gonna come back? What happens if something happens? Oh, wait, you know what? While I'm waiting for this to dry, I think I could turn the camera. Let me see what's up. Oh, damn. That's not good. That might be a little easier. What's up? So, like, he's my... Okay, so you chip him. So, you guys don't have no... Oh, I guess not. Sorry, this is horrible. I'm like, let me check in on the peoples. Okay, so you're not afraid it's not gonna come back? How does it know where home is? That's what I want to know. How do they know where is home to be able to be like, all right, I'm gonna go roam these streets and come back right quick? Because cats be brave. They really be out here in these streets, and I don't understand. Is this your first cat, or is this the first time you've owned a cat, or have you had one before? Is that your go-to? I like dogs. I like small little mini dogs though, cause them big dogs, who try to pick up big dog shit? I'm just no big dog shit. None of that allowed. I just took a pause so I could let my nails dry real quick and then just check in with who's in the chat or who's here visiting. I got David here chilling, and then there's somebody else watching. I don't know who, but if you come in, what's good? It's nice to see you. But yeah, I don't know if I could trust the cat leave. And then also, like, that's what I'm asking, if you get your cat fixed, because what if they're not fixed and then they end up, breeding? That's the worst. You're gonna have a whole litter. Yeah? Oh no. That's crazy. I hope that Saturday is good for everybody, for real, for real. It's a Friday night. I had nothing to do because I got a lot of things to focus on. Um, I'm not even gonna front. I'm not 100% with this nail job right now, but it's better than it was, and it's gonna be functional, and it's gonna help me work. So I'm almost done. I'm just gonna let this dry real quick so that I can get into the actual nail. And one way to tell if it's dry is you would click it, and or you would tap it. I'm tapping it, and I would hear it go click, click, click. But I haven't even heard that yet, so I know it's not ready. So I'm gonna just try to get this dry real quick so I can get the slab finished. But yeah, Saturday is here. There's all kind of madness happening in the world. Diddy is like going down. Trump is guilty. So this is the other thing. So I understand, like, okay, if he's guilty, fine. So he can't. Apparently, he's not allowed to vote, but he could still run for president. I don't understand. So I'm not trying to really anymore because it's been too much for me. But like for real, like how is that a thing? How are you able to, like, he, does that mean he can't even vote for himself? And if he runs in the, how? I don't understand. And where, I really want to know, where is Kate? I'm sorry, y'all. I be all up in the gossip because, truth be told, I don't really got no life. Life is too simple over here. So I be busy doing all the things. And yeah, I have time to keep up. And as you see, I'm rubbing my hands just because I'm trying to warm them up so that my nails can dry real quick. I just finished laying acrylic because I needed to shorten my nails. But yeah, yo, this world is a very everything. I don't even want to speak on that part of the world right now because it's very sensitive for a lot of people. And I'm not here or there with any. I'm sad for the state of the world, and I really, really wish and hope that people can recognize we don't need to live like this. We could all live. So why is it such a problem? What about for dinner? What did everybody have for dinner? Because I'm still hungry. I didn't eat nothing. I let my kids have food. Everybody else had something. I had nothing. So what did everybody have to eat? I'm almost ready to get back into these nails to finish them off. That's something I need to consider for my next live, that it might take some time, or heat up my nail liquid before I use it so that I don't have to waste too much time waiting for them to dry. But yeah, what did everybody have for dinner tonight? What's the plans for Saturday? How are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Do you do your nails? Do you not do your nails? Let me know. I'd appreciate some input and some feedback. But I also appreciate you for being here and for tuning in. Thank you so much. If you've been in the room for a minute, I'm almost done. I came in here to show y'all how I do my nails. I get asked that a lot. It does take a little bit of time, but it's better than not having them done or wasting money getting them done when you could just do them yourself. It's not that hard. I'm not trying to put nobody out of business, but you know. Just consider it depending on like where your head is at, what you want to do for yourself, what your plans are for your hands. And it's not hard to learn if you want to keep your natural nails and use them to create natural pretty nails. Okay, you don't need to always use tips. You don't always have to have the long lengthy. Sometimes the long, do you realize if you go from really short to really long nails instantly, like you're more prone to injury and damage because you're not really used to, you know, touching things the same way. When your nails are long versus when your nails are short, you don't reach for things the same kind of way. You could put your hand in your pocket for your keys if your nails are short, but if your nails are long, you have to be more gentle or else you run the risk of breaking your shit. So, like, I have a lot of people that are always like, oh, can't you just put tips on my nails and make them long? And I was like, well, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. I'm not the tech for that. Simply because I don't want to be blamed for your injuries or your negligence after the fact. I'm very clear about people's understanding if they want me to be their nail tech, how I operate, and I don't tolerate no foolery. I'm not here to hurt nobody, and I don't want anyone to be using products that they don't know or understand. And that's the other thing. If you're going to places that can't tell you what product they use, that's questionable at best. You should be able to know what your products are, or you should be able to know what type of product is being used on you. When someone says they're using a gel on you and it comes out like a powder, that's not a gel. So be aware of that also. Listen, these are the gems of the people that stay around the live get to find out. When you go into a salon, if somebody is like, do you want gel on your nails? And you say yes, make sure you're asking if they just mean gel polish or if they mean gel product, like an overlay, like a hard gel. Because if they do, that should not be a powder. It should be a gel or like a gummy gel looking substance. It should not be a powder that's touched by a liquid. If it's a powder touched by a liquid, that's not a gel. So don't do that to yourselves, or don't get caught into this whole, oh, you got to pay more for gel. No, you should be paying the same because it's the same thing. Here's another little tip people don't know. Gel nails gel product and acrylic product is basically one and the same. So just think of water. It comes in two forms. It can be ice if it's frozen, or it could be fluid, liquid, right? Acrylic and gel are basically the same. It's just one is a powder form that's activated by liquid, and the other one is already a gel form that's just cured by light. Curing means drying your nails. So when you go into these salons, they're trying to tell you got to pay more for gel. Ask them why. Why I got to pay more? Why? Because you got to use a light? That ain't right. They shouldn't be charging you more for that mess. You should be like, charge me the same. I haven't been to a salon in a long time, so I'm not knocking any of them that are out there. I don't know what people be doing, but I do know this. If you are getting charged that much more for getting a gel product over an acrylic product, you're getting robbed. Don't let that happen. Know your price worth. Don't let these people jack you out your money and tell you to pay for something that you may not need and or want. It's just it's not necessary. Let me tell you about me. Let me see. I have learned so much on this YouTube. I have been practicing, doing lives, practicing my editing, my video skills, all that stuff. I know it's not 100, it's not perfect, but I've been out here practicing. And it's true what they say as a creator. If you want to get better, you have to make the stuff to work. If you don't work, or if you don't make the stuff to work, then how do you perfect it? And how does it become better? Or how do you gauge if it's good or not? It's mandatory, okay? Mandatory to put in that work. And if the first couple are crap, that's okay. I get comments from people that are disrespectful and rude. Oh, you this, or I don't like that, and I'm just here like, okay, but I appreciate that you may not like it, but you don't need to be nasty about it. Constructive criticism is always welcome here, but nastiness got to go. Okay, so I mean, if you got a contribution to make about anything, don't hesitate to do so. I know I try not to listen to the hate, but honestly, it's hard. Sometimes I just get vexed because I'm like, why are you being like that? I don't know you well enough for you to be like that. It's not nice. It's not nice. But I do drown it out. I'm going to turn it into a series. It's going to end up being called the Comments We Hate, or something along those lines, where I'm just going to pull them up and be like, why is this necessary? But also, people are miserable, People are very miserable in their lives. And that's on them to figure out. I'm not here to solve it. My name's not genius. So hopefully, people can get it together. But I try not to listen. It's hard though. I'm not on here trying to become, YouTube rich and famous. That's not really my intention. I started this channel because I needed an outlet. I needed to have a space where my creative outlets could be dumped and I could teach people basic stuff that they should know. A lot of people are not sharing information that's necessary, and it could matter to someone's health. Knowing things about your nails can matter to your health, believe it or not. I do see people are out here sharing, but most of what I see shared is about not natural stuff. It's more using tips or using adding length or, elongating your nails by way of using nail tips or forms or whatever. And it's like, I don't really see people focusing on their own natural stuff. It's always enhancing or adding on to. So I am generally here to, or genuinely here to be about the natural life and be like, you can use what you have to make what you want happen. I've been doing it for years. I've always been complimented on it. I've been able to turn it into a business, and it's all because I know what I know. And if I know that it's going to be helpful to others, I'm here to share it because that's absolutely necessary. All right, we are going on crazy on this live. I'm going to see if my nails are dry. Hold on. I don't know, can you hear that? It's almost dry. Okay, I'm going to give it another minute or two. But I would like to make sure I help people on this channel, teach them things that they should know, arm them with the information so that they can be prepared when they get out there into the world and they want to know what's up with stuff and so on. So I hope people do tune in or ask questions or engage, because again, it's about me helping you be prepared for what's out there and making sure you don't get robbed, making sure people don't take your money for lack of quality, making sure people are responsible when they're dealing with you. That's important, right? So I hope I can at least impart some of that to y'all. All right, I'm going to turn this back over. I'm going to tell you this right now. No, my nails are not dry. I can feel it. Okay, no, hold on. I'm not going to turn it over yet. I'm going to wait, because I want to finish off this process. I've never done this before, so it's important for me. But, whatever you're doing in life, do it 100. Don't half-ass it. Don't be scared of it. Also, this whole relationship thing and life and finding love and people. And let me tell you something. I'm of a certain age demographic. And what I've learned is what is meant to be will be, and enjoy what you have while you have it. Because if it doesn't last, that's okay. Nothing is permanent. Things are constantly changing. Learn to appreciate things in the moment, because once they're gone or when that changes, you got to be able to sit with yourself. And I don't know what the future holds, and I'm not here to hold my breath on anything happening. All I can do is hope and pray that my journey is blessed with positivity and good people and good vibes. Like, if I've never been married, if that ever happens for me, only God will know, right? But if it is in my cards, hopefully it will be something that's worthwhile and actually, like, that's like what is meant for me. I don't want nothing in my life that's not meant for me. That's just how I see things. And I think that if you're fortunate enough to be blessed in that circumstance and you don't appreciate it, that's really sad. There's so many people out there that want to have, good relationship energy, good partnerships, and so forth. And there's a lot of people out here taking advantage of folks and disheartening the concept of, love and real carings and all. Listen, there's a lot of trash out there. That's the bottom line. So just be careful with yourself and be careful with what you give, and only give what you're willing to lose. Bottom line. All right, my nails are not dry, but I'm gonna go with this anyway because I'm gonna have to get this lab done. So let me flip you back over to my table. Oop. All right, got you here. All right, so see, yeah, what I was trying to show is I applied the acrylic to my nail. And this is also another reason why some people like to use gel, because it will dry right away versus an acrylic. You have to wait for it to dry. And so what that means is if I come through right now with my file, it's likely that my nail is going to crumble. Like the acrylic will not, it will rub off basically. I don't know if you can see what's happening there. All right, let me try this again. So I'm just gonna go through gently because I don't really have to do a lot of filing. I did most of the shaping just before I laid the acrylic, so it's not necessary for me to come in too hot with a file. I don't have to be too aggressive. I did all of the hard work. When you lay acrylic on your natural nail, it's really just like putting it over top of, you don't have to add anything more to it. You don't need to extend it. You're legit just like laying it on top like it's a polish, right? And it's just to help to enhance the strength of your natural nails. So you don't need to be over super filing and going in hard and no, that's not necessary. I really make too many sound effects, but whatever. So I'm just coming through and going around the bottom just to clean up the edge a little bit. As I know this is going to take too long. All right. And this side as well. So again, I came in with the acrylic and I'm just shaping it very quickly. Oops. And it's not dry because if it's dry, it doesn't do that. It would just flake off. There are different types of acrylics and gels out there. There's a ingredient called MMA that is not meant to be used on nails, and there are some places that put that in their product, which is why I stress the importance of knowing the products that are being used on you, because then you can look them up and see if they include the stuff that they're not supposed to include. When acrylic is soaked off or removed, it should flake. It should not become gummy like gel. If you are having acrylic remove and it's coming off gummy, then you need to reconsider that spot that you're getting your acrylic done from, because that means that that product is not proper. I've been doing nails, wow, let me see how long. Since like the 90s. More like the late 90s, early 2000s. So it's been a long time. I made it a business and became professional in 2018. And that's when I took it like pro, but I mean, it's not my bread and butter. It's my desserts. It's my just desserts. And yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. But I didn't just start doing nails like, you know, and then thought I knew everything. I actually went to school and got educated in understanding like the different parts of the nail. Also understanding, you know, bacteria, infections, disease, airborne disease. You know, people can catch hepatitis from a nail salon, and that's scary. People don't know that. I'm also well versed in types of funguses. So, for example, people end up with nail funguses or psoriasis, and it comes up in their nail, and they think that it's like something that it isn't. So I'm versed in explaining those things. So I just gently filed around the edges of my nail. I'm just going to go like this so you could see how wet my nail still is because the acrylic is still drying. I would say that for some, that is a large part of the reason why they would much rather work with a gel than with an acrylic, because of the time it takes to dry. But in the meantime, I am just going to quickly come through with my file. As you can see, look, all of that is too much. All right, so I'm just going to quickly come through with the file just to clean up my nail real quick. Again, you don't come through pressing hard. You're very gentle with your application of the e-file. You should just barely be touching the surface of the nail. And the file does the work. You don't press down hard, or you don't have to put no heavy pressure. Again, the nail is still kind of wet right now. That's why it's doing all of that mess. Trying to stress me out. I don't even have to technically come through with this e-file. I can probably just do the hand file and it will work just fine. But in the meantime, I'm again just trying to get this done. So I don't mind using the e-file just to make it quick. And again, that's kind of wet still, so. All right. So anytime you're working with a liquid monomer, which is what you use with your acrylic powder, make sure that you either warm it up a little bit first, because if not, you got to be prepared for it to take a long time to dry, or when you come through and you use it, it's going to be like what you see happening here. It's just going to be like bunching away. It's sticky, really and truly. That's kind of what's happening. It's getting sticky. It'll gunk up stuff. So just try to warm it up. It'll help reduce any of this from happening. You'll see any of the videos that I do with my clients, there's never this long of a delay because the monomer is usually warmed so that it can dry fast, because nobody has 10 to 15 minutes to be sitting around waiting for a product to dry. That's counterintuitive, and people that have things to do don't have time to waste or wait. Right, so I'm just coming through quickly. Nothing fancy on the nails. I'm going to come back over with the hand file anyway. I'm going to switch directions, and I'm going to come back onto my other side and do my dominant hand working with my non-dominant hand. And you know this is a struggle for me, but I'm going to make it through this. And actually, to be honest, if this becomes an issue working with the e-file, I mean, you're not going to get better unless you practice, to be honest, but you can just go with your hand file if this is too daunting. Don't stress yourself out over it. But if you really want to learn how to do it, you're going to have to put in the work. You can't just pick it up and know how to automatically do your hand. Unless you're a genius. That's possible too. But 95% of the time, it's going to just take some learning, a learning curve or some time and practice to put in to learn. And then, see, look. Can you see that? Yeah. See, it's getting gunky. That's not supposed to happen. Anyways. Maybe the next one I'll do gel. The more you practice, the better you get at doing it over time. So don't just, again, think you're just going to pick up something. You have to learn the ratio of the product. Like, you can't just put a whole bunch of liquid and then a whole bunch of powder, and that's going to create the effect that you want or the look that you want. You have to learn how to balance out liquid to powder ratios in order to ensure you are getting proper application If you have too much liquid and too little powder, it'll be too wet. It'll just fall off the nail. If you have too much powder and not enough liquid, it will come out like a clump and it won't spread. You gotta find it just right, just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. All right, and this is the hand I have the finger I have the most trouble with. So forgive me if the angle isn't exactly nice, but you gotta turn your hand in different kind of ways sometimes when you're working on your ish. Okay. Whew. All right, so I applied the acrylic. I let it dry. I shaped up my nails. I'm gonna come back in one last time with this hand file and I'm gonna shape it, and then basically I'm done. Like, the only thing that has to happen from here is I can choose to polish it. I can choose to design it, you know, like, I don't need to do any more product right now. Knowing me, because I keep my nails simple, I'll probably just do a basic base and top coat. Maybe I might give myself like a little simple design, but nothing fancy. And again, the purpose is to make sure I have functional nails so I can get that yard work done, because I can't be lifting 30-pound patio stones with my nails long, because as you can see, the whole purpose I started this because I broke one already. So we're just in the last round out here. So this is just basically like finishing the top, smoothing it out. Using that E-file was a little rough just now because the acrylic wasn't 100% dry. My bad on that, but whatever. I'm here. I'm almost done. Nothing has to be perfect when you're doing your nails. You learn as you go and you improve over time. Consistency is key. Confidence is key too. And don't compare yourself to other people, because what they're doing doesn't mean that's what you have to be doing. Find a way to do the job that works for you. And when I say that, what I mean is, as an example, some nail techs will use acrylic and then say, they made a ball, make a ball, 1 bead, 2 bead, or 1 ball, 2 ball, right? Me, I don't use that method. I get it, I understand it, but it doesn't work for me. I don't believe in balling acrylic on nothing. I'm more of a lay my acrylic like almost like spreading it like a polish, right? I believe more in not lumping it on, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Not painting. I can't find my words right now. That's not good. But I just believe more in spreading it on than balling it on per se, so that I can give it, so that it's thinner layers. And when I can build on top of it versus having to remove it if I do too much. So for example, with this nail that I broke, instead of doing one big ball on top and then spreading it down, I literally just brushed the acrylic over top of it. I do that in a few strokes, and that will build the strength or build up the acrylic. I don't like the ball methods. It's just, I'm not a fan. No Drake. Oh yeah, that whole BBL Drizzy. Anybody following that? Metro Boomin, BBL Drizzy. Drake and Kendrick beef. Who won, Drake or Kendrick? Anybody? If you're into that. All right, so when you are filing the acrylic itself, you could be a little rougher. But if you're filing and it's your natural nail under there, listen, be gentle, please. Be gentle with yourself. It's your own hand. You don't need to mash up yourself just for looks. Just be gentle. All right. But I like doing nails. It's always been something that I've just done on the side. I was a big nail biter up until maybe I was in the ninth or 10th grade. And then it just switched for me where it was like, wake up, you don't need to be a nail biter. You can have pretty nails too. And then from there, boom, just stop biting my nails one day. Biting your nails is a nervous habit anyway. So if anybody is a nail biter, figure out what you're nervous about. It's a nervous habit. You can stop cold turkey. It's not hard, but you gotta figure out why you're nervous. That's a telltale sign, and they'll notice if you bring your hands to your mouth during certain situations. Like for example, if you're a student and you happen to bite your nails when your teacher comes near you, or you get anxiety, those are all telltale signs that you're dealing with stress. So try to figure it out and don't mash up yourself. You don't want to put your hands in your mouth to bite your nails when all kind of nastiness is out here in the world, and we just went through COVID. Just saying. So I have finished doing my file down. I am now ready to basically wash the nail of this dusty dust. I am going to just do a quick check to make sure. Again, the shaping isn't exactly perfect, but I don't care because it's done. Ooh, thank you, Lord. It's done. Okay, so let me turn off this fan. I'm going to get my light. I'm going to do a really quick polish job because I don't want to take long. And I want to make sure whoever is here gets to enjoy the last part of this live. I hope you can still hear me. If you are visiting, pop it in. Let me know where you're from. David, since you've been here in this room with me the longest, give me a color to work with, my friend. If you're still awake, give me a color to work with. So all I'm doing is brushing and red. That's my least favorite color. Okay. Are you sure? Is there a backup to the red? Red? Damn. Okay, David. Oh my gosh. I hate this color. Could it be like an orange red or a pink red? Okay. This red is called Power Up. I'm doing this for David because he said red. Ah, snap. Let me tell you, this is like the least color or the last likely of color that I would have chosen. And anybody who knows me, why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. I'm gonna make it work. Look, I'm working with the red, okay? You said red, I took out the red. I'm gonna work with David's red today because, good Lord knows I'm not about that life. All right. After I have finished doing my nails with filing, acrylic, I did all the fun stuff. Take a good look. I like what I see. I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable. I'm going to go in and put a base coat and a top coat on my nails. And basically all that's going to do is like it's applying polish. So it doesn't have to be fancy again. It doesn't need thick layers. Just a 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, when I polish at the end of any nail session, I do one hand at a time because I don't want one wet hand to be partially wet and then one hand and then get smudged. So usually if I'm doing, I'm going to have to show these nails are dedicated to David. But I'm going to do just one hand at a time, okay? Just to demonstrate, so. I'm not going to do the whole nail, but I'll do a design with the red. Because David chose red. And he been rocking with me from the get, so he can get that red. All right, so I'm probably rushing right now, which I am, but that's called a base coat. Base coat is laid down, so all I'm gonna do is come in here and cure that for 60 seconds. Polish when you're doing color, gel, whatever. It can take 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds. It depends on if it's a UV light, if it's an LED light, that matters. That determines the time. LED lights need less time. UV lights need more time. So, anytime you are gonna sit under a light, just know that's about the amount of time it will take. Okay, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 120 seconds are your standards. Most gels cure in that time frame. I think it's finally working. So I'm just letting this cure out. And I got my red here. Let me move my red over. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple. I'll give myself a little mini red French. How about that? Sometimes people be overthinking the nail process, and it doesn't need to be overthunk. It's just schedule the time. I'm gonna have to add some gold to your red, David, because I don't think I could just do red. That's crazy. Maybe some gold or silver. You are the first person, actually the second person to ever get me to wear a red polish. Wow. But I'm glad I could do it for you, buddy. I appreciate your support in my cause. For real, for real. Oops. Whenever you're working with a gel polish, you got to make sure you keep it away from the light, okay? Because it will cure on you, so meaning it will dry on you while you are working. No worries, man. Trust me. I like my Coke with ice in a glass. Ice cold, baby. All right, let me clean this up real quick. Sometimes you have to get messy and then come back in and tidy it up after, and that's okay too, because nobody's perfect. So I'm just gonna check and make sure. I'm coming back in with a gold, so I'm gonna put that down. If ever you're unsure about colors and designs and stuff, honestly, just mix it up and make it abstract. Nothing needs to be perfect. Mix things up, make them abstract, make art fun. I am not a drawer or an artist or anything of those natures at all. I legit just play as I go. I'm just trying to counter the red because I'm not a red person and it would be very hard for me to keep that on for 2 weeks or however long I keep my nails. So I'm just countering it with a gold. And nothing is perfect. As you can see, I'm just freehanding a whole bunch of ish right here. Art is about fun. Nothing needs to be perfect. Ooh, I can go to a wedding, an Indian wedding with these nails. What? All right. So that part is done. You use a base coat. You lay down your gel polish, maybe 1 layer, 2 layers, and then you, my favorite color is blue, usually like a cobalt. You'll find me with a lot of blue stuff like this color. I'm a blue head. Blue is my favorite. My motorcycle was blue. I'm all about the blue life. So yeah, you would go in with a base coat. You would throw your colors, usually a 2 color coat, and then you would come in with a top coat after. And your top coat is what's like your sealant, your after, or your finisher, your final before you're ready to finish it off. You put a top coat over, and it's like the sealer of all of those pretty designs and all of your hard work and efforts. It is like your last step. Usually some people, if they have like a really solid nail color design, they might do 2 top coats because they want to, put a little bit of extra on there, meaning like an extra barrier. But you don't have to. Usually gel polish, once it's dried by the lamp or cured by the lamp, it's set. It's not something that becomes, if you apply it too thick though, and it's not like an opaque color, like if it's a black or a white or a very solid color, and you apply your polish too thick and you put it into the light, it may not cure the same way. It may take a lot longer to cure because it has to penetrate through all those layers. And that is why they always say use light layers or small layers. Thin layers is the right term, sorry. Thin layers, so that you can ensure you do not undercure or not dry your polish. That one's mad important. All right, so I'm going to do another little quick top coat. And again, this is just my final before I move on to the other hand to finish off the quick design. And anyone who's in here now, just know that I went through the process of reducing my nails and then prepping them to redo them for my next set, or this is my next set. But yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to be what works for you. I'm trying to get some yard work done. I got to go pick up like 30-pound patio stones. I got to tamper sand. I got to mallet down stuff. Listen, I've turned into a construction person. I need one in my life, but I turned into one so I can deal with my backyard. And it's been all too interesting experience. I've been sharing it on my page. So if you're interested in that, just come check my journey because I'm legit trying to do something for myself, but and not pay no money because why am I paying money for this? I could do it, but I can't do it with long nails because I've already cracked a few and it requires vigorous lifting And I cannot do that with long nails and not break nothing. I'm risking it. So I'm going to stay short and let them grow out as I do the process. But I pray to God I can have my, I pray to God I can have it done by this weekend because it's going to be all nice weather. And I do not want to take too long. All right, so after you've done your top coat, some polishes have a sticky or what they call an inhibition layer at the top after it comes out of the light. So you see, even it'll tell you if it's properly dried or not. So it's necessary to make sure you rub the top. See how that red stain? That's because the red wasn't properly dry, but you saw I was in that light for a minute, right? Anyway, so that's done. I'm going to do the next side. And again, make sure you have no dust before you start because dust will get stuck and make the gel polish not stick properly. And you wipe off that inhibition layer. And you do thin layers. You don't need to do thick polish layers. It's not necessary. Your polish does not need to be mad thick. If there's too much on the brush when you're putting it down, just move to the next finger to drop it off and then come back over the other ones after. The type of base coat and top coat you use is your preference. Usually they say whatever product you're using, that should be the base and top coat that you use because they're formulated to work with its own products. But some people mix and match. I mix and match all the time. I do have my preferences, but again, I don't shout out brands unless they're paying me. And until that happens, you could guess or you could search right through my videos to see what I'm using. I don't hide it, but I don't shout them out because they ain't paying me no money. And some of the stuff that I do use, you cannot get unless you're a professional anyway, so it doesn't make sense to shout them out because you can't buy it. All right, so this is my base coat laid down. Remember, I injured this baby finger. You can still see the crack. I'm going to let the crack be, and I'm actually going to make that one just a little. Sometimes working with a thicker base or a thicker clear polish can allow for you to protect your nail as well without putting too much enhancements, okay? So you can use the polish a little thick, but don't do it often. It won't look nice on your fingers. You want them to look even. See when I turn to the side, it's all even. And there's not no big humps hiding nowhere. That's kind of what you're aiming for when you do your acrylic. You don't want to have thicky bumps in those areas. That's not, these are your natural nails. So you keep them simple. And the reason why the coloring is off is because the color of the acrylic that I originally used was much lighter than the one I use today. And that's why it looks like I have two separate color nails underneath. All right, so let the curing time happen. It's absolutely necessary. All right, y'all want to laugh? Laugh at me now, okay? Because I got to do my non-dominant hand to do my dominant hand. And I got to repeat what I did on the other side, which isn't always easy. So here, you can laugh at me now, okay? Here's your time. Go ahead and make all the jokes. Yep, that's right. I don't know how to use my non-dominant hand, but I'm going to find a way to make it work. Everybody has their own way of doing these art, especially like French type nails. I'm not doing anything like super fancy. I'm keeping my French real simple. And sometimes doing it that way helps to minimize the need to be a complete perfectionist nail artist. I can't draw for my life I can't draw for my life, so I'll never be that type of nail artist that can draw mad characters and stuff on people's nails. Nope. I give you lines, I give you abstract, I give you glitter and bling. So you're just doing the best you can. You do not have to do anything super fancy or special. Keep it neat, keep it simple. You can laugh at me if you want to, because again, this is the hard. You see how I'm struggling? I'm not moving as quick. But it's also important to give yourself like a place to study. Your hand can't really balance, or you can't really do a certain thing if your hand isn't balanced properly, so that also matters. All right, so my left hand is completely dry, by the way, so that's why I'm able to kind of move it the way that I am, so easy. Or so freely, because it's dry already. I dried that in the light. But I do wipe away, if I make a mess, I wipe away the excess before putting it into the light, or it's just going to dry on your skin. You can wash it off. It's not like it's there permanently forever. It can be washed off. Oops. See what I did? Yeah. Okay, I actually want to take this one off because I don't like it. Oh, the also thing about gel polish, if you don't like it, look, I just wiped it off and I'll just start over. I'll do it again. Because gel polish does not dry until you put it in the light. So that's a bonus about working with gel. Holy crap, man. So the bonus with working with gel is it doesn't dry until you put it in the light. So you can correct your mistakes usually before you dry it. And if you're a perfectionist, or if you have issues with, lines being straight or whatever, you can more than correct that way before you put your hand in the light like this. All right, we're almost done here. I'm just gonna, again, finish this red, add some gold to the design like I did here. I kept it very simple. I needed to shorten my nails. I'm curious to know where you're seeing me from in the world. If you can let me know if you're tuned in, where you're from, I'd appreciate it. I will bring my face to camera as soon as I'm done. I was on face camera earlier when my nails were drying just to meet who's on here. I appreciate anybody who has rolled through. You have no idea how much your support means to me. This is not something that I'm used to. This is a whole new world to me. And I'm experiencing it in the moment. And I appreciate anybody that has supported my back this far along. Trust and believe you are well appreciated. All right, so almost done. 60 seconds can feel like a forever long time when you're sitting behind the lamp on this side. So I can almost never match my design. So I'm just going to quickly figure something out. Bam, bam, boo. Bam, bam, boo. Think it's close to what I had on the other hand? Something so. All right, well, even if it isn't, it's gonna work. Nail care and maintenance is a simple process. If you want your nails to look cute, make them cute. If you want your nails to be long, grow them long. Do what works for you, and don't be trying to match other people's style. What works for other people may not be your thing. And when I say that specifically, what I mean is somebody with long square nails, you long square may not fit your nails, okay? So work with what you got. That's the message. Work, and I've just speak on that from experience and seeing people go for what doesn't work for them and then watching them deal with the consequences after the fact is a real thing. All right, so we're gonna drop that for 60 seconds. I started a bracelet business, y'all. I'll be making blessed bracelets. They'll be coming to my channel soon enough. But I feel like everybody needs to remember that they are blessed, like on so many levels, and we gotta remember to remind ourselves of these things when we're going through these times, because this world is not nice and scary things are happening all the time, but we need to remember we are God's people. And there's God in all of us. So please be nice and kind to your neighbors. It's mad important. And also be kind to yourself. Because if you ain't nice to yourself, then what are you really on right now? Or if you ain't nice to yourself, how you want others to be nice to you. So love yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Come on, 60 seconds. Let's go. I feel like I need some dice. Roll up some dice. I am going to do a second quick top coat just because I have OCD. And that's the last secret about myself I'm going to reveal for the night. And I do want to say, hold on. All right. Oh, wait, can I get it? Okay. I want to say, look what I have sitting literally right behind me. And I would have worn it, but it's just that the dust. I don't like to wear jewelry when I'm working on my nails because of dust, but I have this sitting here and I need to have an interesting conversation about this ish because it's been interesting for my life, I must say. So if you don't know what this is, check a short somewhere. It's my pairing. It's pretty cool. It's allowed me to meet interesting people from across the world. And I am mad about it. Doing nails is also therapeutic for some people. Whether it's the person doing nails for someone or the person getting their nails done, doing nails is therapeutic. Yeah, real time for me, it's like 11:39, y'all. Almost midnight. But it's a therapeutic process. It's a hygienic process. It's a cleanly process. It's what you want it to be. I don't like feel like nails always got to be mad fancy, super, all them long do up nails. No, nails need to just be done and they need to be suitable for the person who has them done. Don't knock people if their nails are short. You don't know what they're going through. They could be nail biters. They could just have short. You don't know. That's my point. You don't know. Don't knock people. If they don't have most people with super long nails, those aren't theirs. Most people with super long nails have fake nails on. So don't knock someone who's working with their regular over someone who is working with a fake. But okay, so we're done here. Let me see. I'm going to go through, see this time, how it's not showing the red like it did on the other side. Oh, that one did. Oh. And I was under there for 120 seconds, so interesting. But anyways, for the most part, I'm done. That one smudged a bit, but I'm going to leave it as it is because I can't be bothered. I always tell everybody, oil your cuticles. So, oiling your nails is important. It keeps a barrier between your nails and the water that it encounters so that it doesn't make it fragile. It is very late for you, 4:39. Oh, wow. Yes, indeed. You need to get some rest, but tomorrow is a lay day for you, so I'm sure you're lucky. But this is it, y'all. All right, so I was able to, what did I do? Took my nails down, refilled them, refreshed them, painted them, gelled them up, and shared it all with you that chose to join me. And now I'm going to come back here and do a quick little sign off. I appreciate it. Trust. This has been an interesting experience. I have learned a lot. There are some things I'm going to be doing differently for the next round, such as making sure I warm my monomer so that it doesn't take so long to dry. I appreciate if you've tuned in and stuck with me. David, I appreciate you 110. You chose my color, so I'm going to make sure I post some pictures to be like, yep, blame it on David. He made me wear red. I'm not mad. I'm grateful, actually. And thank you so much for hanging with me through this process. Anybody else that has come through in and out, again, I appreciate you. This has been my first live. I've never done this before. It's a whole different experience for me. But here is the final product. I'm going to do nail photos after this, because as I mentioned earlier, I use my old phone. But I'm all done. And they're short, and now I can go do the yard work and hopefully get it done this weekend. So, in the meantime, let me grab this glass to cheers my very, very, very first live. Say thank you for joining me. David, I appreciate you. I'm going to check out that article that you said you sent me the link to. And my email is in that contact. You most definitely can send me any links there for anything you need me to know. Whoever else is on here, again, much love, much appreciation. It is mad late. I got to make sure I log onto my game before midnight because, as I mentioned earlier, I've been playing it for 400 and something days straight. Yes, it's sad, but it's the reality. And I ain't trying to lose my streak over nobody. So that's why this started at 9. Other than that, listen, y'all. This world is a crazy place. I want everyone to take a deep breath more times than others and make sure that you are taking the time to love yourself, honestly, and love the people around you and love them strong and love them hard, because anything can happen, and with all the crazy that's up here in the streets or in this world, we just never know. So cheers to you, and thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something, and I hope I didn't talk too much. And again, just for a final review, here are the nails that I did. I just gave myself a quick refill. Ooh, my lighting sucks. Just gave myself a quick refill so that I can do my yard work and get stuff done. And yeah, that's it. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, y'all. And until the next one, be easy. Stay blessed. Peace.